Okay, so sorry, my video got cut off the second one. So this is part two. So here's the second question. In what way are the two selections different from each other? So this is talking about reading these two selections and how are they different, okay? So F, the first selection is told in third person while the second selection is told in first person, okay? G, the first selection is told in first person while the second selection is told in third person. H, the first selection is told in first person while the second selection is told in second person. And J, the first selection is told in second person while the second selection is told in first person. So let's think about how these are told, okay? This one, if we're talking in first person, I'm talking about me. I did this, I'm going to go here, I'm going to do this. So we remember from What About Rice, I, which is the brother or sister of Brenda, that's going to be first person. So we can know here, this one's first person. We look up here, let's go and see. Third person is whenever you're telling, someone else is telling the story that's not there. So I would say like Mrs. Harris went to the store and she bought bananas and then she went home and she made a smoothie. I'm not talking about myself. If I said I went to the store and I bought bananas, that's first person. If I'm talking about me like I'm not that person, Mrs. Harris did this, that's third person. So we can see up here, we're talking about the Colson family. There's no one in here that says I did this, I did this. We can see that everyone look at the restaurant. She cries out. Not I cried out, she did. Maxwell exclaims. Not I exclaimed, Maxwell did. So this one's going to be a third person. So we've got to go to one where it says the first selection is third person and the second selection is first person. That would be F right here. So you've got to think about if it's first person, I am telling the story. I did this, I did this, I did this. If it's third person, I'm telling the story about it. So Mrs. Harris did this and this and this. So it would be F. Okay, the two selections are similar in that how are they the same? A, talk about grilled cheese sandwiches. Do they both talk about grilled cheese sandwiches? No, that's only the grilled cheese discovery. Describe families on an outing to a new place. Do they both talk about a family at a new place? Yeah, so that could be it. Let's check C. Are examples of third person point of view? Well, we decided on the last slide, they're not both third person. One of them was first person, so it can't be C. And then D, shows how siblings can help each other out with a problem. So there was kind of a problem in What About Rice because he was not worried there wasn't going to be food that he liked. But up here, there wasn't really much of a problem. They just got excited about a new place that they could try grilled cheeses at. So D's kind of, but not quite, because grilled cheese doesn't talk about siblings helping each other. It just talks about a family finding a good place to eat. So I'm going to go with B. They just both describe families on an outing. Okay, so your job, you have a couple of jobs when you get out of, when you finish watching this lesson. This is part two. Part one you watched, this is part two. Now you're going to go to Schoology. You're going to go to reading, and you do have some tasks. So make sure you take your time and finish everything. The first thing in your Monday folder, the first thing you're going to do is the paired passage. It's another like we just did together, but you're going to do it by yourself. So it's already open for you, so go ahead and get started after you watch this video. You have 2 attempts. If you don't get higher than a 70 on the first one, you need to take it again. You have 2 attempts. So you'll read both of these passages, and just like we did together, you'll answer these questions. There's 3 questions, just like we did together. Remember first and third person. Okay, that's job number 1, the paired passages. Job number 2, I want you to read chapter 2 of Working in Harmony, okay? I mean, not chapter 2, I'm sorry, chapter 1, the first chapter. This is a new guided reading book we're going to start this week. Here's Working in Harmony. Check over the vocabulary words, and you're going to read chapter 1. It's called An Unhappy Pair. You're going to go down and you're going to read. It's about, let's see, like 2 pages. Not going to take you very long. You'll read all of this page and all of this page. Stop at chapter 2. Do not read chapter 2. We'll do that together on Wednesday. So you're going to read chapter 1 of this story here, and then you're going to answer the question. Monday, the unhappy pair and unequal partners. Describe the character traits of Emma and Arjun. You're going to describe their character traits. Character traits are like, what are they like? Are they kind? Are they nervous? Are they silly? Are they happy? Are they sad? Describe those characters from that first chapter. When you're done with all of these tasks, you did your passages, you read the first chapter of our book, and then you answered these questions here, then you can read for 30 minutes and do your reading log. Don't forget about that part. Okay? Tomorrow's our CDB for reading. Don't forget. So make sure you're on time to Zoom, and we'll get started in the morning with your reading CDB. If you have questions, you can email me, but don't forget to do all of your assignments.